what number episode it was.
Well, I originally put it as 12, and
Yeah.
then I was like, wait, I forgot about the podcast we did on the Twitch channel.
Right. Right.
So
Okay, we were there. What number episode it was? Let me mute that mic. Okay, cool. And we are live in a living color. We're back from the dead.
back from the dead,
Resurrection.
like we never left.
Oh man, bro. You say you were tired. I started feeling like this yesterday. Like it was like, well, I know probably for you guys too, the weather's been changing. So it's starting to get just a little bit more cooler.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, it's been. It's still been hot here.
Really?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain, but not much.
Yeah, it's. I can honestly say it's not really hot anymore. It is still getting up to like 80-ish.
Yeah.
But in the morning time and like overnight, it's about 65.
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting to get to that hoodie weather status.
Yeah.
I went to work at 5 and I was like, dang man, I'm gonna have to go back in and get my hoodie. Like that's how I felt. I'm like, I looked up at the sky. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna say a word.
Yep.
The heat destroyed us. I'm just not doing it. Like it just felt so bad this year. It just made me question everything, man. Like, gosh, man, like I don't know if I want to live here anymore. I can't take another summer like this.
Oh my gosh, what?
It's terrible.
It's rough on a player.
It's hard. Well, I think it was honestly hotter in Mississippi, though. To be honest, I think it was.
Yep.
Because I remember when we visited y'all, we went to that outdoor mall. I was like, Lord have mercy.
even at night. Even at night it's still hot.
Yeah, man. And that's the terrible thing about it. Like you would think the sun's not up. It's more cooler, but I guess not.
Right.
Man, you look about as tired as I am right now. Like seriously.
You see the bags on bags, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you look about as tired as me. I had a feeling that I was like, man, he act like he moving a little slow today, man. Like, so he must be tired.
Look, the fact that we have to get up there at 8:30 now instead of 9.
I know that changed everything.
That's basically you might well say 12 hours that we're up there.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like 11 and a half. And then this week is closeout week, so we don't get our off day. So and it's been slow, so that's another reason I'm tired because man, with it being slow, you don't really have much to do. So
yeah.
And look, in 2 days, I think I've made over 150 phone calls.
Gosh.
In 2 days.
So like follow-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Man, like 2 days. So you're on the phone like all day.
Pretty much. Unless I got an appointment.
So the meeting that you guys had, I think it was the last week when they told you guys that you had to come in a little bit early. I mean, is it working or was it more of a scare tactic? No, it's a scare tactic, but just something to kind of get the fire under the butt a little bit.
No. Because the only reason they were doing it is because there are certain people that like to come in late.
Yeah.
And that's why they did it. And the person that it was actually for is still coming in late.
Oh my gosh. So this is one of those one person mess up, everybody's gotta suffer type of thing.
Pretty much.
See, I'm sorry, man. I don't agree with that. I really don't. I feel like, okay, so where I'm at, I remember about a year ago, there were some problems going on with some trainers that were not following the rules. And you know, they were things like not cleaning after themselves with equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Parking where they shouldn't park. It's just some other stuff too. So they tried to like penalize everybody for that type of stuff. They tried to like give us these like emails and long extended text messages. I'm like, man, what is this? Like, look, why don't you just go to the person that's doing it? Like, you know who's doing it, so why not
Right.
direct talk to them? Why do we all have to be punished for them? So I really don't agree with that. Like, if I was an employer and you know, there's that one person that seems to be the weakest link. I'm like, hey, let me talk to you for a second. You know, we gotta have some words. You know, get some warnings. Don't punish the whole team because of it, man. Come on.
Right.
I'm telling you, man. But so it's been I want to say about a month since we done a podcast, I believe.
Yep.
And probably a little bit longer than that because I know the last one we did was on Twitch. So you know that was you know the episode about you and you know being a type 1 diabetic.
Yep.
And you uploaded it to the channel, so you know people who are over here, you know it's there, you know, because not everybody follows or has a Twitch account. You know, because I've learned that there's people in the Twitch world, there's people in the YouTube world and the Kick world. You know, speaking of Kick, man, look. So I'm not gonna make this episode about that because we're not supposed to deviate too much. But this is just us, you know, warming up a little bit,
Right.
getting the
gears turning.
getting the gears torn, getting the moisture in the throat a little bit, and just chat. But bro, it's like I told you guys the other day. I probably won't stream on that platform. Truthfully, I already wasn't doing it in the first place, but now I'm like, I really have a reason to not even try anymore because of all of the stuff that has just come out recently with not just smaller streamers, but heavy hitters on the platform. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me.
It ain't for everybody.
No, it's not. It's not for everybody. And you know what they say? Oh, if you go to Kick, you only care about money, and which, I mean, hey, you gotta pay your bills, and if that's what's paying your bills, then whatever. But at the same time, it's like,
right?
You have to decide, like, is money more important than you know my morals and and things of that nature? I know for me, I don't have a single subscriber on Kick. Not one. And mainly it's because when I hit affiliate, I only stream like once after that. That was it.
What? That's funny you say that because I don't think I streamed after I hit affiliate over there. Not because I didn't want to. It's just, you know, your community's on Twitch, and not everybody's gonna come over there. So
yeah, it's that, and the fact that you know going back and forth between platforms is it's stressful, really stressful. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay right here on. I mean, we do this, and then there's Twitch as well. So I know for me, it's hard enough as it is being consistent on Twitch. So there's just really no room for. I don't feel like any wiggle room to play over on Kick for me. And I just like I told you guys in the text, I tried to like see how to delete it, and I can't find anything that says, you know, not even deactivate. I can't find anything. So I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I should at least give you some sort of like option to delete your account if you don't want to be a part of the platform anymore.
Yeah, but I guess that's neither here nor there.
Right. Exactly. All right, man. So how have you been feeling lately? I mean, you've been Now, I'm not gonna say a break, but you've been really, really busy with work and content creation is kind of taking just a little bit of a backseat. I mean, I got a story
Yeah,
too, so
yeah. I mean, for the most part, I've been good. Like you said, just taking this break. Um, I was gonna come back this week at least. Like, well, I mean, I came back last week,
yeah.
but it was just little. I probably should have took the whole month off, but I was
Uh,
kind of missing
That's hard.
it.
That's a lot harder than people think, man. It's really, really
Yeah.
difficult to do that.
And then obviously I was gonna try to stream this week, but I was like, man, it's closeout week. If I'm gonna stream this week, it's only gonna be Monday because that's the only day I get off early, and the rest of the week is gonna be chaotic. So, ain't no point in me streaming this week. But I mean, for the most part, it's really been just working, living the mirror life.
Same. Literally, plus the kids.
Yeah.
That's my story of my life. I've picked up quite a few new clients, and at first I made a schedule that I thought I could follow, and then people started coming. They were like, "Can you do?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Right.
So I'm just say it once, I say it again. I'm not gonna like say no to that. I gotta
Of
do what I
course.
gotta do what I gotta do. So
Right.
I'll figure it out when it comes to streaming and stuff. Because I was actually having a lot of fun with it. Um, the last stream was actually last week, last Friday. The last podcast I did was the last stream I did.
Hmm.
And then some days I'll get home and I'm just too tired to want to do anything. Man, I don't want to do
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
See how hard it is just for us to do a Discord call, let alone sit in front of
Right.
a stream for 3 hours,
Man.
man.
Look. I tweeted what I tweeted last night. I said what I said. I ain't supporting tonight.
But that's it. Um,
Look, I laid on that couch and turned on Netflix and watched the new season of Castlevania. That was it.
okay, so about that, the new season. Do you have to watch the first one? Like the first, it's another Castlevania.
So there's 4 seasons of Castlevania, and then I guess this one's like the it's a new series, I
Hmm.
guess. So
Yeah.
I would honestly say this is season 5. So honestly, before you watch Nocturne, you need to watch the first 4 seasons, so you'll see what it's sorry, um, see what it's about before you jump into the new one.
Okay. Okay. Because I watched the first episode. It was like, wow.
Oh
So
man, it's intense.
yeah, I was like,
It's
okay.
very intense.
I'll stop there and go back and watch the other ones because I started it a number of years ago and just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
But I'll go back. It's just when it comes to anime, it's like I was talking to my brother-in-law earlier. We was talking about One Piece, and he's on like
Hmm.
episode 400. I said, man, you a lot further than me. Like it's it's so hard for me to like tackle that show because it's
Hmm.
intimidating. There's so many
Yeah.
episodes, and I'm like, whenever I ever find time to watch it because I really want to watch it. So I guess over the weekend I'll try because I have a little bit more downtime because
Hmm.
I'm not working tomorrow. I took
Yeah.
tomorrow off, and Sunday I'm just off anyway.
Right.
So I'm gonna catch up with some shows, catch up on some sleep.
Right.
Yeah, and just chill with the kids a little bit. My oldest son's birthday was today, and he turned 17. So he's like one more step
Being
to
a man.
being the man. Yeah, time to get you a
Uh,
jobby job. Get you a job. So I mean, we had a pretty good day today. It was nice.
that's good. That's
Um,
good.
well, tomorrow I'm taking him out to do a little bit of shopping and stuff. We didn't really have time to do any of that stuff today
Yeah.
because you know he got in school a little after 3, and then we had dinner at 5:30. with my mother-in-law, her brother, Marquita's grandmother, and my brother-in-law too. So just really the whole family.
Yeah.
Man, we stayed in that restaurant for like almost 3 hours, man.
Oh my god.
You know, kids is like, can we leave? We've been here too long. Cause you know how it is. You know, adults, you sit there and talk for hours. Kids don't want to sit in no place like that. They like ready to go. I say, I got
Right.
it, son. I said, I gotta go anyway, man. I got something to do. I got a podcast.
Yeah.
So we wrapped it up and made a really, really quick grocery run and then came back home, ate a little bit more, and here we are.
And here we are.
Exactly, man. So today's episode, you know, sometimes things just come to my mind out of thin air. Like, what can we talk about? That's why we always ask, you know, the chat. And maybe I'll start asking in Discord and on Twitter too. Like, hey, you know, what subjects do you want us to talk about? And, you know, usually people give you your opinion. You know, you put some options out there. And I figured that the episode today, you know, keys to a successful relationship. I feel like that would be something that would be great for us to talk about for people because there's a lot of single people in the world, and there's a lot of people who I've verbally heard say things like, you know, every time they get in a relationship, it just goes south, or they can't seem to maintain a good relationship. They feel like they're just destined to be alone by themselves and stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know, but you know, have you thought about the previous relationships where they could have went wrong and things of that nature? Because I know that, you know, before we got married, you know, you and myself, nothing worked.
Yeah.
Before obviously, nothing worked. It was failure after failure after failure and failure, and that wasn't supposed to work anyway, but that was that.
But it happened.
Yeah. So until we got to this point, I'm just a believer that failure teaches us things. You know, there's lessons to be learned in failure, and that was one of the things that I quoted on my son's birthday on the post I put on Facebook. I'm sure you saw it. I said, you know, I thank God for the mistakes that I made, so I can tell him like, hey, this ain't it. You know, I've been a little bit further up the road. I know what's there, and you don't want to go there. You don't want to do that. So
yeah.
And you know, we didn't discuss any relationship, different stuff like that. But I know that his school had prom today, and he didn't go. So I asked him, "Are you going to go next year?" It's your last year of high school. It's your senior year. So I don't want you to miss that. I want you to go. And I don't want you to go by yourself. So he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, stop acting like you don't know what I'm talking about.
You know.
Like, you know. I said, we're not finna do this. We're not finna do this, man. I'll pick you up from school. I see boys and girls hugged up. Don't do this. Don't do this. So we're gonna talk. I said, come on, son. We have to get over this bridge.
Gotta get over the bridge.
Have to get over this bridge. I'm like, I'm not gonna feel good about myself if he doesn't get over this bridge at a certain age.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need him to be oblivious of women at 25 years old. We can't have that. So
that's funny.
The failures, the good things that I've gone through, I can pass it on to him.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and even still, I feel like, you know, we have like 6 things here that, you know, that we can touch on, but you're probably gonna add more to this list. I felt like the things that I conjured up in my mind, I talked to you earlier about if you were in agreement with it, and you said you were. So I'm like, okay, because I feel like these things right here definitely are something that can not just keep people, together, but cement like a future, like a legacy, if
Right,
if put
right.
into motion,
Yeah,
properly.
yeah. It sounds like a war zone back there.
Yeah. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, we're gonna see what's going
It's
on.
funny.
Gotta be referee.
Uh-oh. Ding, 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 ding. But anyway, everybody, welcome in. I am Bearded Legend. That was Initial D. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Two Bearded Guys podcast, where we talk about anything and everything here. Um, Make sure you guys like the podcast, share it. Feel free to comment on anything that we talk about tonight because it's gonna be a great discussion. We feel, maybe there's something that you guys can teach us. Something we might be able to teach you guys. But again, the title is Keys to a Successful Relationship. So, welcome.
Yeah, I'm always open. I'm an open book. I don't know everything.
Mm.
We don't know everything. Um, just what the heck are you drinking? Like sour patch?
No, I made a protein shake so I can curb my appetite,
Yeah.
and I think I made it a little bit too thick.
Oh man, you need to add some more water to
Some more chocolate and milk.
that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in there. They were just, I don't know. They need to go to sleep. They should be tired, man. They need to go to sleep, man. You know what we said when we came home? And there's Martrice there. What's good?
What's up, my tree?
She said, "Oh, sorry about the noise. It's typical." I just go ahead and tell the chat. It's probably going to end up being something, even on my streams. It happens. So I'm like, just get ready. You're gonna hear wrestling in the background. When we got home tonight, I told them, I said, get out. Go. And didn't feel bad about it either. Like, get out. Like we have had enough of you guys today.
Hey,
Go.
shoot fly, don't bother me.
Yeah. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, nah, get out. Go watch TV, go do something lately. Let us have some time. So, but anyway, as I was saying, I'm an open book when it comes to like relationship advice, especially like from older people or people who have been like, in a longer
Yeah.
relationship. You wouldn't take any
Right.
advice from somebody who can't keep a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I would hope not.
I just look at you funny.
Yeah.
Nah,
Right.
actually, no. I would. Maybe after you turn around, I'm like,
Well, that's
really?
like that's like trying to take advice from a man on how to grow a beard when he don't have a beard. He got like patches on the side of his face. What you need to do is get this lemon juice and rub it right in here in the pores. And you got to do it when you get out the shower because your pores are open, and put the juice in there. And you know what I'm saying? Drink you some grape juice as well and alkalize in the hair. I'm like, shut up. That genetics, buddy. That's it.
Right.
That's all. That's it. You can put all the oil you want in your beard, but it ain't gonna grow. So, but yeah, people. I talked to people who have like been married for like ever,
Yeah.
and I always ask them, I look at them in public, they're happy and stuff like that. And me and Martrice, we often talk about this. There was an older couple sitting behind us tonight, and we were like, she was like, yeah, we probably gonna be like that one day. Just
Mhm.
come go out to eat. I say, yeah, because you don't stop doing the things that caused you to fall for each other in the first place.
Yeah.
You don't stop doing that. You keep it going.
Right.
If you want it to last, that is. So,
Right.
all right,
And disclaimer,
yeah,
y'all.
go ahead.
Disclaimer. Obviously, we're both not perfect, so we will most likely be very vulnerable in this talk. So just throwing that out there.
Yep. Yep. Just like I said, I don't believe it's about perfection. I believe it's about effort and intentionality. You
Yeah.
know, you ain't got to be perfect. None of us is Christ. We ain't perfect. You know, we're all flawed. We all have our faults. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you can get with a person that sees that and understands that and can work with that,
Yeah.
that right there kind of ties into like the first point that I have right here, which is compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
How compatible are you with the person that you're with? You know, I feel like that's a really really good key.
Yeah.
You know, to a successful relationship. So let's go ahead. Let's build upon that right there. So what do you think about, like, what does that mean to you, like compatibility? I guess if you can utilize you and Mrs. Bearded
Mm-hmm.
as an example.
Um, I mean, obviously, most people when they hear the word compatibility, they think, oh, they like the same stuff, they have the same goals, things like that. Which all that is true, obviously. Because I could say that me and Mrs. Bearded, we're compatible in some areas, in most areas. When it comes to sports, she's a big sports fan, just like me. Um, you know, our faith compatible, our personalities we're compatible. So um, I think what it really looks like is common ground. I think that is the main focus is common ground. They always, people always say opposites attract, which
Yeah,
I mean it does,
right.
but at the same time, you also attract people of the same mindset as well. So,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, I agree with that. I do. I mean, it doesn't always have to do with having everything in common
mm-hmm.
with one another, because you know, me and Martrice, we for those of you who don't know, like I said, we've been together for a total of 19 years.
50 years.
I know, right? Feels like it really does feel like 50 years. So seeing the same face, the same person for 19 years, and I never get tired of it. Like, I just sincerely don't get tired of it. Now, I don't know how she feel, but I don't get tired of it. But she did express herself to me a couple days ago.
mm-hmm.
Um, she, she got vulnerable. I won't say too much, but she
Yeah.
she showed me a side of her that I don't see all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it meant a lot to me. It did.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, compatibility. I feel like me and her, there's very little that we actually got in common. I love anime. She don't care for it. She tries, but she don't got a heart for it like me.
Yeah.
Um, Video games.
Mm-hmm.
She just started getting into video games. I almost missed the whole thing, bro. Carlos, we
Man,
just got started.
we just got it started.
We literally just got it started. We just been like running our mouth for 30 minutes, bro. You fine. Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Um, yeah, video games. She just started getting into the video games a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Music. I guess you know what? The longer we end up being together, I'm finding that a lot of what I like is rubbing off on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we work out, she's listening to I'm thinking like, what are you listening to?
Mm-hmm.
This girl up here listening to like original soundtracks, Dragon Ball Z, Brawly.
Oh wow.
I'm like,
Nice. You.
she's like, I said, you do know what this is, right? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, she just
Yeah.
hears me listen to like a lot of different soundtracks and stuff that sound good.
Mm-hmm.
She caught on to it and started listening to it.
Yeah.
Carlos, we're doing pretty good, man.
Yes, yes,
We're
yes.
good. We're
Tired,
tired.
but we're good.
Yeah, man. We are
Tired,
like
but we're good.
so tired right now, but we could not put this off another week. We couldn't do it.
Yep.
Cause if we had to put this off another week, y'all may not have saw us until next year. To be real with you, because it would have been an excuse every week.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, as far as like, I don't think compatibility is the same as interest.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I think it's like how well does this person pay me attention?
Yeah. How
Like,
well do you mesh?
yeah, do you listen to what I'm saying? Do you watch my body language?
Mhm.
How do you respond? Because some people, I know people who try to like pour out their heart to somebody, and the other person is just oblivious to,
Yeah.
hey, this person is literally pouring their soul out to me, and they're like, oh,
Mhm.
really? I'm like, yeah. Like, how do you not know that? So you gotta catch that type of stuff. You know, that compatibility is very, very important, because if you're not compatible, relationship is not gonna last that long.
Right. Right.
Okay. Then there are certain components that you may think will keep you together. And I'll just say it, intimacy does not keep a person in a relationship. It doesn't.
Facts.
It
Facts.
doesn't. Some people think that that's it. And usually the people that rely on that, they don't last too long. They don't last too long. Like, you could do the deed, do whatever, but at some point you'll when that's not occurring, you'll be
Mhm.
your mind will start racing, like, man, like, this me and this person don't have anything in common.
Right.
You know,
And
they don't. I don't even know they really like me for me, or is it we just do this thing and
that's
that's
it.
it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so that right there, it just doesn't keep you together. And compatibility, that's a really, really important component, I'd say.
Mhm.
And for those of you who are dating, um, look, don't waste too much time with a person that obviously is not compatible with you. You know when someone is compatible with you. Don't waste too much time, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to like change a person.
Yep.
You
And I
know,
think that's one reason that most, not all, but most relationships fail because you one person's trying to change the other, and that really is not a good thing. Now,
usually,
if that person wants to change, they'll change on their own, but not
yeah,
because you want them to change.
yeah. And don't shoot me, but usually it's the females that's trying to change the man. I could
Yeah.
change him. You know, I'm like, nah,
Mm-mm.
no, you can't. No.
Mm-mm.
And since you can't, you need to let that go. Seriously, Carlos says compatibility is. I can't see. Hold on.
Compatibility is one thing, shared interest is another, and that is very,
Yes,
very true.
yes. He's speaking facts. Speaking facts. Okay. So yeah, compatibility, folks. You know, and for those of you who are lurking, and you're just listening, take notes. So you may be somebody that's single. You could actually be in a relationship that's on the rocks right now. You know, a little shaky. Trouble in paradise, as the old people say. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, these keys here, I'm not saying they're gonna like cure whatever you're going through, but I know that if applied, they definitely can change some things for sure.
Right.
Number two, ooh, this was important. Communication.
Oh man. Yes. It,
Communication.
it's definitely the one of the big three for sure. Um, I think communication both ways goes a long way. I mean, it definitely helps a successful relationship because you have to talk about different things. You got to talk about finance. You got to talk about um, likes, dislikes. Because how are you gonna know? your significant other if you don't talk to them. Um,
The
you
uncomfortable
know,
stuff. You got to talk about
yeah,
that.
the uncomfortable stuff. And again, guys, like I stated earlier, neither we're not perfect in this,
Mm-mm.
because that's one of my areas that I definitely need to improve in
Me
is
too.
communication. Um, because I've always been on my own, you know. So anything I do, I'm gonna do it. And now that I have a wife, I gotta include her too.
Every decision that you make. Yeah.
So
I'm right there with you. I'm not perfect at well, let me put it like this. It's one thing when your wife is right here in the chat. So,
tread
anything I say is like, okay, so we gotta talk about what you said on stream.
tread carefully.
Right. Communication is something that me and her are uh working towards getting a lot better.
Hmm.
Now we do communicate with each other for sure.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have made it this far if we didn't communicate with each other. However, um, trying to unlock certain topics, I'd say, is more so of the challenge. And like I said, just because you've been in a relationship for a long time doesn't mean you have it all figured out.
Right.
But if you're honest and you can identify where your issues are, you can work on those issues. You can work
Mm.
towards trying to make them better. And it still may never be perfect, but
Right.
we're at a point where we're trying to like communicate with just other things,
Hmm.
without and communication. What I mean by that, folks, is being able to like talk to your partner without yelling or without one getting offended or
Hmm.
angry or just feeling some type of way, like having an open discussion without feeling like, oh boy, like if I say this, you know, he's
Right.
he's gonna blow up or she's gonna get pissed off and I'm gonna
Hmm.
have to sleep on the couch or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Yeah.
you gotta get to a point where you could just talk, like sit at a table, look at each other in the face, and just
Hmm.
go back and forth. Man,
Right.
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It really is, and it shows the level of respect that you have for each other because some people got terrible communication skills. They don't tell you how they feel. They
Hmm.
don't tell you what they're thinking, or sometimes they don't tell you problems
Hmm.
that come up. I think that's another thing. Like if you got like, let's just say you got like some sort of financial problem, and you keep it to yourself because you don't want your partner to get mad about it. Like, don't you think that they're gonna find out at some point anyway?
Right. Yeah.
And when you don't you just hate it when you find something out later than sooner when you should have known? Like
Hmm.
that causes a whole nother like a whole bunch of other problems in itself.
Yeah.
So communication is just it's major. Like being able to talk to your partner about how you feel about the relationship.
Hmm.
This person
Yeah.
on this side might be okay. This person on this side may be just a little eh.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You know, and even Carlos said it. Communication can always be improved, which is true. Is very true.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna continue to learn more about your significant other the more and more you communicate.
Yeah.
Um, you again, it kind of communication ties into compatibility. You know, the more you communicate, the more you'll understand what they like, she likes, or what they don't like, or you know, um, how they feel about one subject compared to how you feel about it. So, and then financial talk. That's a big one.
Man, look. Oh, that one right there is I think it's tough for more people than they want to admit.
Mhm.
I really do think it is because everybody's financial situation is different.
Yeah.
You know, some people are in relationships where they feel pressured, you know, to like make a certain amount of money.
Mhm.
They just feel like they're obligated for whatever reason, and their partner's not understanding about it. You know, they give them a hard time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you need to work more. You need to make more money, and
Mhm.
yada yada yada, and stuff like that. Um, it's a very touchy subject, but just like Carlos said, it's important. You know, this is
Yeah.
it's your livelihood.
Right. It
You
needs to be
know,
had.
yeah, man. So you ain't got to like, you don't have to like it, but you do have to discuss it. Like I talked to my wife. She don't like talking. She'll talk, but she doesn't enjoy the conversation.
Mhm.
But we talk about it. You know, we'll talk about, you know, okay, so you know where you sitting at right now. You know what's going on with at work, and she'll be honest with me. You know, today's a great day. This week's been great. Not as good this week.
Yeah.
I think that when she has good weeks, she is more open to talking about it.
Mhm.
And when she doesn't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's when you really need to talk about it.
Right.
So I'll know, okay, I'm not gonna get upset. What am I gonna get mad about? Like, it's out of your control. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna get upset, but I need to know. So I'll know, like, okay, we're gonna be good regardless. But just talk
Right.
to me so I can be like, oh, well, I got you. I got
Yeah.
this. I got this. No matter
Yeah.
what, I got it. You know, that's just what it's gonna be.
Mhm.
But you know, some people they feel like their partner is gonna blow up at them or something.
Yeah.
A lot of people break up or get divorces over just financial irreconcilable differences. You
Mhm.
know, I've seen people get divorces because somebody spent too much money or they just wasted money on stuff.
Mhm.
Another person failed to pull their end. There was that. Um, again, comes back to like compatibility. You know, you should have like found this stuff out in advance before
Right.
you decided you wanted to like have a relationship with this person. You know, where are their goals? What are their aspirations? You
Mhm.
know, what are they working towards? Do they have a plan?
Yeah.
If they say no to all that, then you need to say no. Go the other way.
Right. 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 But I mean, but also in some cases, you know, even when it comes down to the financial burden, well, I ain't gonna say burden. I mean, because I don't want it to sound like it's
Yeah.
like bad, you know. But when it comes down to finances, you know, you have those people that will also stick it out with you know,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
until you you know, you find that right job or you dare I say it, hit the lotto.
Oh gosh.
So but I mean and those people there are the ones that, you know, they're gonna hold it down for you. Because like you said, anybody can up and leave when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's us. We've been like low before.
hmm
We've been in a very good position. Right now, I mean, we're all right.
yeah,
You know, we all right. We're not lacking nothing. You know, we take care of things around here. We're straight.
right, right.
Could things be better? Things could always be better.
Oh yeah, well,
But
always.
but we ain't never gonna just bail on each other because of that.
hmm
No way.
Right.
Um, let's
Cause
catch up.
go ahead.
Well, I'm just reading Carlos. He's
Oh
really running.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We need to give Carlos a mic because he's talking a lot.
yeah. Right.
Carlos Carlos says your partner can help you find a oath you weren't thinking of, or help plan the payments and even pitch in to ease the burden. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, I'll elaborate a little bit on that part right there when you, especially the part when you say even pitch in to like ease the burden. So, my wife, she's been working since she was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been working like most of her life. And, when we met, she's a very, very independent person.
Mm-hmm.
She really didn't want you to do nothing. She wanted to be the one to do things, and that's cool.
Right.
So I would say
Right.
like pretty deep into our marriage, we had to like I had to have to sit down with her and be like, listen, this isn't really about you anymore, and you need to like drop the independent mindset. Like you're not independent anymore. You gotta. It's okay to lean on me. But a part of her still has that mindset. I don't want to ask you. I'm like, no, 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 no. And we talked about this recently. I was like, what's everything I have is yours.
Mm-hmm.
So you
That's
don't
where I
you
want.
don't ever get to say, look, I'm not trying to brag. Okay, I'm not. Before I even say what I'm gonna say, I give 100% glory to God about this. All right,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I can't remember the last time I was broke. It has probably been ooh 14 years
Yeah.
since the last time I was like legitimately didn't have no money
Mm-hmm.
at all. So she ain't never got to worry about that. You never have to worry about that. Like if you want something, okay, let's get it. If you need something, okay, let's handle it. And that's hard for some people to like to do. Just coming from one thought process to another.
Yeah.
And it's just that came in my mind when he said ease the pitch in just to ease the burden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He says you are in a team, two or more depending on the family dynamics. If you don't plan it out, what to do, how are you going to achieve your goal right going forward?
Yeah.
He said, yes, your partner can blow up, who would need to vent in a subtle situational shift after blowing up. You get to calm and let's solve this talk.
Yeah. Man, look. So our preacher that did our private ceremony, we had kind of like a hour marriage counseling or whatever. And one thing that he wrote down, and it kind of goes along with what Carlos said about being calm. He says if you ever get in an argument, give each other 2 hours, and then come back and talk about it. And like, I can't say that me and Mrs. Beard have had that yet. We hadn't had that big argument yet, but like, I've I feel like that is a really good idea because you don't want to argue and then go to bed angry,
Oh
and
no.
that's just gonna ruin the whole thing. So
Yeah.
just giving each other space and then coming back and talking about it to where y'all are both calm and you're not yelling and screaming at each other. I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to go to bed angry. We've done that.
Yeah,
Been there, done that. Big,
yeah,
big arguments, yes. Blown up at each other, yes. Going to bed angry, yes. Walked out, yes. All that stuff. So take it
mm-hmm.
from me.
Yeah,
I don't want to put nothing on you, but I just think that that's just the nature of relationships. Like it's gonna be tried.
yeah,
Something's going to try every single relationship, But I still feel like these keys here, being practiced, you'll be ready. Um, the senior pastor at our church, he said something I just always think about a couple months back, like earlier this year. He was like, um, just talking about the laws of sowing and seeing, sowing and reaping,
mm-hmm.
or reaping and sowing, whatever. He said, you don't sow seed when trouble shows up. he said you do it, long before the harvest, long before a time, because when trouble shows up, you'll be able to reap a harvest. So you'll be ready for whatever it is you are going through. And I feel like implementing these keys is sowing seeds
Mm-hmm.
into your relationship.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the laws of sowing and reaping apply to everything in life, including this. So I wish we had learned that earlier in our marriage, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't. And you live and you learn.
Yeah.
But we know it now. But we've been staying on number 2 for a minute. Let's get to a fun one. Let's get to a fun one. Number 3, quality time / dating / fun events. Okay, so I'm gonna let you kick this off. So
Oh,
how you
okay.
feel about? Yeah, how you? So I guess all right, quality time. What does that look like for you? Because everyone's different.
uh, I mean, quality time is really spending time with one another, just doing whatever. It could be sitting on the couch watching TV. It could something that we do a lot. Go shopping. uh,
Yeah.
uh, um, I think quality time is just any time that you have to spend with that person. Um, I mean, we've gone on 2 back-to-back trips already. Um,
Big money.
and yeah, yeah, about that.
He say I still feel that.
Still feel it. um, but I think quality time is just for me personally, just being around that person. It don't even matter what we doing. You know,
Yeah.
she can we could both be in the living room. I could be watching anime. She could be doing something on her laptop, whatever the case may be, and just being in each other's presence. That's good for me. But at the same
Is
time,
that
you
really
also want
quality time for you though? If you guys are doing
to.
two different things,
I mean that is a good point. It
think
is a
about it.
good point.
Think about it for a second. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's not definitely not a bad thing. I mean,
Hmm.
we've done that before. We've doing two different things in the same room. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not a bad thing, but when we say quality, just think about that word quality time. Like, what is
Right.
the level of quality? Like, do we have each other's attention,
Hmm.
or is
Hmm.
there some sort of like third party in the mix that's having
Right.
that has her over here and me over here? So
Hmm.
I think that if I'm on my phone and she's on her laptop, that ain't quality time.
Yeah.
Like we're just in the same room. Um, we
Yeah.
talked about that. We've been talking about that a lot recently too.
Really.
A whole lot about like um really paying attention to the things that rob us of our time because
Hmm.
we have not had a lot of quality time over the last week because we just been very busy.
Hmm.
She brought this up. She's like, "You've been working a lot." I'm like, "Okay." Um, that's what I need to hear. I need you to say it so I can adjust,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so we can do what we need to do. We want to date,
Right.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, much like you, like quality time doesn't have to be anything spectacular. The longer you're in a relationship, you start to realize it's not about where you go. It's about the time that you spend with the person. So we don't have to go to like somewhere and spend a bunch of money to have quality time. Like you guys, we stay home and watch silent films or something on just something, watching things together.
Yeah.
I feel like that's great quality time. Um, Going on dates, we go again nowhere crazy. We might just go get a taco or something and
Yeah.
just chill, or we'll go down there's a park downtown next to our baseball stadium that has like the ocean view, and sometimes we'll just go out there and just walk
Yeah.
and talk. Those are some of the best conversations, because we're talking about like the future. We're talking about just each other and just stuff like that. Quality time, folks, is it's a key, because you can't grow alongside somebody if you never spend time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely true.
people live with each other and they don't spend no time together. They don't talk to each other. I don't ask people to pry. I remember, me and the fellas would be talking sometime. Like, hey, when was the last time you and your spouse went on a date? You're like, man, it's been like it's been a while. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
might need to change that.
Yep.
That's
definitely it.
Yeah, I mean, we try to go out at least once a week.
Yeah.
At least once out of the week, at least one day. One day it's really enough. It's kind of weird if you're going on multiple dates throughout the week.
Right. And see, when me and Miss Beard first started dating, I had the idea of doing a date jar. So I just put
That's a good idea.
So I would put random, activities in there, and it was like the alphabet though. So we did like A through Z, and like I would just randomly walk up to her and tell her to pull it out, pull something out the jar, and whatever she pulled, that's what we would do. We got away from it, because
yeah,
now my job requires me more time and things like that.
Yeah,
but that's one thing I was like, I'm getting back into that one.
That's a great idea.
That was fun.
That
was really fun.
That's a really Martrice. You should write that down. Date jar. Date jar.
It was fun for sure.
Because sometimes we struggle with, what are we gonna do? Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
And then we end up not going anywhere because we don't know where we're going.
Right. And like for me, in all vulnerability, chat, we don't go out as much. Like we do Taco Tuesdays because I'm off on Tuesdays, but we don't really do like a lot of other things because I get off of work at 8:00. So by the time I get off work, everything's getting ready to close. So for me, that's the struggle when it comes to quality time. Because when I get home,
same. I agree. Same here. I get off sometimes about 7. And our situation is different. We got children.
Yeah.
So, bro, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's really difficult trying to like maintain good standings with your kids and your spouse at the same time. But me and her both understand that, hey, we got kids in the mix. It's not just me and you.
Yeah.
But we try to not let that stop us either. And for the most part, it doesn't stop us. It's just very difficult. Because they get when they get out of school, there's homework that needs to be done. There's conversations that need to be had. And as parents, especially me having all boys, I got to take the initiative to like call them in the room and talk to them. Hey, let's talk about your day. How yada yada yada. Like my oldest son, he's almost a man. So there's a lot of conversations me and him have to have. And sometimes I'm so tired when I get home, I don't want to do nothing. But I know I have to. What's that? What's that say?
I am a man.
Let him put it on. You're a man. Get out. I ain't feeding no man. All right.
That's funny.
Let's catch up some of these comments. Carlos says quality time can be sitting in front of the house or the backyard talking while you look up at the stars. Yes. I love it. We've done that before. Why don't we do that anymore, Martrice? Yeah. Why?
So Carlos, before me and Miss Beardy moved into our apartment, our new apartment, our my old apartment had a patio, and I had the bright idea, and I wish I would have done it, but I was gonna get a hammock
Oh gosh.
and put out there. But where we're at now doesn't have a patio; it's just a
Yeah.
porch. But we look, we always talk about sitting on the porch and just chilling, but we just never do it.
Life has a way of like pulling you out of alignment.
It does, yeah.
It has a way of pulling you out of alignment with the things in which you want to do. The intentions are there, but life is just life is life.
Right.
Um MLM says quality time is about putting in the effort to show that you care or show you care about their interests too. I picked up joining my partner in half marathon. There you go. There you go right there. I like that. Even if it's something that a person doesn't necessarily are interested in, the fact that you make that sacrifice and say, "Hey, I'm going to do it too."
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Mm. That's a question because you just said a word.
Mm.
Is it really a sacrifice?
Is it a sacrifice to do something that you're not interested in that they like to do?
Mhm.
Is it,
Is it a
it
sacrifice or is it a
it's a
compromise sacrifice?
compromise. I think it's compromising. I don't think it's sacrifice, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's compromising. Me and Martrice talked about this on our podcast, one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the title of it was Compromising for Love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I
remember that?
remember that one.
And it
Yeah, I
was
remember that
it's
one.
so yeah, it's not a sacrifice because that just sounds like so like ugh, I'm gonna do this, I'm
Just
giving this
because I
up.
love you. Yeah.
Yeah, but compromising is more like I'm gonna do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like ugh, I'm sacrificing something, I'm giving something up because you're not really giving anything up per se when you do something that somebody enjoys that you may not necessarily enjoy. What are you really giving up? So it's not really a
Right.
sacrifice. You know, that's a good correction right there. I feel like it's compromising. Carlos says my parents do random dates now. I mean, they can, and they don't have kids to raise. They just say we're gonna go out, and then we get a picture in the family group chat saying we out here. I like the fact that y'all got a family group chat. I love that.
Oh, we do too, and
I love that.
they're 90 to nothing from the time they wake up. I just put mine on mute.
I got nothing to
I,
say.
look, until they tag me into a message, you won't hear nothing out of me.
Messages going
What
off all day.
what what did Uncle Scar say? You won't get a sniff without me.
Oh man. So yeah. I mean that sounds it sounds obvious, but some people don't practice it, guys and ladies, quality time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't practice it because sometimes life has a hold of them and it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't do it and you realize you don't do it, please start. You know, because you can resurrect a relationship, like real talk. You can definitely fix some things.
Yeah.
So here's one that may not necessarily be popular, nor do I really hear about it a lot, but I'm bringing this up because of my profession.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4 is prioritizing your health.
Yeah.
Now, since I put that on there and it's not common, I guess I can dive into it. I told my wife a while back, well over a year, I said, look, you're not finna do this to me, okay? Meaning, you're not finna just like get old and then you got a bunch of health problems and then have to leave me to take care of you. You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't take care of my wife, but I'm just saying like you see me taking care of myself. And I feel like you need to be taking care of yourself too.
Yeah.
That's out of respect for yourself. That's out of respect for the person that you chose to spend the rest of your life with. I feel like prioritizing your health is a must. Everyone wants to like grow old together. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's a nice gesture. It doesn't always happen. But what are you doing to ensure that you're going to grow old together? And I feel like prioritizing your health is something that can at least play a role in that. Like, we don't know, no man knows the day of the hours you're going to pass away, but dang, man, don't give death a hand.
Right.
Come on now.
Help him out.
Don't stop helping death out. Seriously, stop it. Do something about it.
Yeah. And I think that's honestly that's a struggle for us. Cause we'll start going to the gym maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And then we just kind of get busy and then we just stop going out together.
Yeah.
And it really don't need to be like that because, I played sports all my life. So, I still feel it in my knees all the time.
Yeah.
And then the job requires me to walk a lot. So, and she's had days where her knee is bothering her. I was like, all right, yeah, we need to get back into the gym. And,
Yeah.
get stretching and more nimbler and all that good stuff. So, that's one thing that's going on the list.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. It doesn't have to be anything like extreme. It really doesn't. It doesn't take that much. It's about intentionality. You guys might not like this idea, but maybe committing to maybe getting up really early in the morning and again prioritizing it first, since since getting off late, that's kind of difficult. Nobody really wants to do anything like that after work. I know I don't want to look at no weights after I'm off. I want to look at the bed. So
Right.
but I do know that a lot of my appointments are like 5 a.m. in the morning. People come in before they go to work or before they start their day. Some people do it for 2 reasons. Number one, they do it because they ain't got no other time to do it. Because if they don't do it in the morning, it's not going to get done. Number two is that they really enjoy how it makes them feel to start their day off. Like, I started my day off with this.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have a great day because, I was intentional about it. Now, this isn't to say that people who don't work out in the morning don't have good days. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that it's a great practice to put into place when you start your day.
Oh, for sure.
You feel me? So, I just, you guys are no different than anybody else. You have the intentions are there, but life, like you said, just gets in the way. But that's when you need to like sit down and be like, all right, how important is this to us?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like, sometimes me and Martrice, we can't work out together all the time. Often we do, sometimes we can't. So if we don't, I say, okay, you got a choice. You can either go to the gym by yourself while I'm working elsewhere, or you can just go to the you can work out at home. One of the two. So you let me know. But other than that, I feel like if you're not prioritizing your health, it's really putting your partner, you're not giving them a lot to work with for the future.
Yeah. And like for me, before I moved, I used to go work out early in the morning with a group of people. So for me, getting up early wasn't really an issue because in my mind, if I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go hunting during hunting season, I can wake up early in the morning to go work out. So that was my mentality of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can. Just something to think about. Something to think about, man. Because again, hold on. Comments. Carlos says, "Stop it and get some help." Oh man. No, okay. Hey. All right. Look, check this out. Before I read this comment here. Now,
Oh.
you know my profession, of course. You
Mhm.
know, personal trainer. I could tell you now that one of the number one things that keeps a person from exercising consistently is a lack of accountability.
Yep. I
Okay.
agree. Yeah.
If a person doesn't have any accountability, who are they going to answer to? They're like,
Right.
I don't feel like going to the gym, or whatever. But
Mhm.
the moment you decide to invest into that, it changes everything because you're like, okay, we paying money for this. Money
Mhm.
that I don't want to spend, but
Right.
I also know if I don't do this, I'm not going to work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I started training my pastor over the last month, and we had lunch before we even decided to do anything. We were just talking. He's a very independent man in a lot of different ways, but he was honest and vulnerable with me when he said, working out is the one thing I just cannot seem to like tackle
Mhm.
by myself. So I'm like, okay, well, he wanted to hire me as his trainer, and he did. And ever since then, he's been doing really, really good. He's locked in, seeing results. He's in a routine.
Mhm.
Um, like I say all of that to say, something for you guys to consider down the road is maybe looking into, if not a personal trainer, but maybe some sort of like group class or something that you could like do together. Definitely want to
Yeah.
do it together. Nothing individual, but like a boot camp or anything.
Right.
And I know they
Right.
got stuff like that early in the morning and where you at, and they have to,
Mhm.
you know, um, just getting yourself involved
Yeah.
can help a
Yeah.
lot.
Cause I mean, we go to Planet Fitness because it's literally right up the road from where we stay. But that's one thing that I have to look at because she always says like I gotta find me a personal trainer, and so and I don't really know, I guess
Mhm.
the area more and more.
Yeah,
So and I don't even know if they do classes in the morning. I don't know any of that stuff,
yeah,
so but that's one thing that
it
you know,
helps.
yeah.
It really
that's
does.
that's why she always says we need to move to Pensacola.
Oh gosh, yeah, y'all come down here, man. Y'all get shit. Y'all, it's mandatory. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all will be in shape for sure.
Right, right.
Martrice tell you, she all her muscles are sore right now.
Yeah, I'll be
They
seeing
all sore. She tore up.
I saw her leg day the other day. I said, ooh.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's catch up to these comments. I agree, health is important. I make sure to cook meals and good macros and calories. I like the fact you said macros. And we encourage each other to not skip working out. Helps the person keep them accountable.
Right,
The
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I do agree with that. I mean we're starting to cook more meals than eating out, so like I think we only eat out maybe twice a week, maybe
Yeah.
once or twice a week. So
Says the important part is encouraging and not shaming. I agree. Shaming doesn't get you anywhere. Some people just shut down when you do that.
mm-hmm.
During the week, my partner. Huh?
Carlos, go home.
Hold on. What did he say? What did he say?
He said if I get up any early, I'll be waking the rooster.
Well, who wakes the rooster up? Who wakes the
Oh
rooster? Serious question. Who
right,
wakes the rooster up?
you are right.
Let it be Carlos. SRD.
Oh my goodness.
During the week, my partner gets up at 4 a.m. and works out, and I'm hitting it right after work. Okay, so you got a routine going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. You and Mrs. Bearded, it may work together. It may
Yeah.
work. It may take you guys doing it separately.
Yeah. Right.
Preferably together, but
Right.
you
Because
know,
normally what we would do, Mondays and Tuesdays are my stream days, but then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when I get off work, is when we go work out. So we go work out like 8:30. We'll be there for like an hour or so.
yeah,
But you know, at the same time, she's got more important things to worry about at night. That is.
yeah,
So maybe it's a talk that her and I need to have
yeah.
here just to try to figure out, okay, do we want to go early in the morning? Because she gets up early in the morning, get ready for work, and then, things like that. So,
Right, right. Okay. Prioritizing health. So before we continue, we got two more here.
mm-hmm.
We're going to do a little quick recap of keys to a successful relationship. And if you're somebody out there that's just tuning in, do us a favor, give the live stream a like and share it, please, wherever you have social media. And hopefully you all are enjoying the conversation here. So
Yes.
look,
And if
go
you're
ahead.
new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you know next time we go live. So,
Absolutely. So the
yes.
first thing we talked about was compatibility. Second thing was communication. The third thing was quality time. And we just talked about prioritizing health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 5, another big one. Support the goals of your partner.
Major, major move.
It is that's big, folks. It is not all about one person.
Mm-hmm.
Not just about you. It's not just about them. You got to take everything into consideration. Like that's a whole person that you're involved with, like a whole person that has a mind of their own. They got goals of their own. They have ideas of their own, and they deserve to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve for you to be there for them, like supporting their goals. That's a great way. That's like saying I love you without saying I love you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say it because they know that you do.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to supporting goals. Um, so where would you say you fall on that spectrum as far as like supporting goals of Mrs. Beardy?
I would probably say, uh, I'd probably say 7.5.
Okay.
I'd say 7.5 because obviously the only reason I'm not saying 9 or 10 is
Hmm.
because obviously there are improvements. There
Yeah.
there can always be improvements. So,
Right. Right.
um, you know, obviously I'm not gonna put all the business out
Of
there, but
course.
I mean
No.
you know
Yeah.
what she's doing right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so you know, so I've always been supportive of that. She's mentioned to me that she wants to do content creation. It ain't necessarily got to be streaming, but she thought about doing her own podcast and things like that. So
She's
of
got a lot
course
of ideas.
yeah, she does have a lot of ideas. And obviously I'm going to support that.
Right.
You know, um, I think it's for me, it's when I think my support comes from when she gets ready to start that transition instead of before. And I don't want it to sound like that's a bad thing that I'm doing it that way, but I guess once she starts, that's when I'm gonna be that one. Hey, keep doing it, keep
Yeah.
doing it, keep doing it. You're doing a good job. Um, because I mean, her and we're in a group chat right now. She's a mod for a podcast over here on YouTube that basically talks about HBCUs and things like that, and You know, she's very passionate about it. So that's one thing that I kind of pride myself on is that seeing the things that she's so passionate about that I want to support her in it. I think that's how I look at it. You know, coming from my perspective.
Okay. I think that I mean that's not a bad thing to say that that your support begins after the fact that she begins to do what it is she sets off to do. But I think another good thing, something you probably already do, which I think you do. I think another good thing you can do in the meantime is that when she does talk about it, just encourage it.
Yeah,
Just
bring up the
okay,
ideas.
sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm for it. Whenever that's it. Because some people they don't do that.
Hmm.
They take another route and they say things like, "Ugh, you always say you're going to do that, but you don't do it.
Yeah,
Oh, you're not going to do it. You're just talking." Stuff like that. Like, ooh, don't do that, man, because you don't know why they're struggling to do it. How about you try to like find out what's keeping them from doing it
hmm,
versus trying to like shame them for not doing it or
yeah,
embarrass them, like, because you're gonna make them feel like less than, like, oh,
hmm,
I'm not.
yeah,
You think that I'm a loser, or you think that I'm incompetent because of
yeah.
the words that you're saying, and you don't want them to feeling like that because they're really not gonna want to do it then, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So for me, um, so we had to go back in time. At first, when it came to like my wife's goals, I really wasn't that supportive.
Hmm.
Like early on, like years ago, I'm not really embarrassed to say it. There's a point. Once upon a time, I was like very very heavy into like my fitness goals, my bodybuilding goals and stuff like that, and that was all I did. That's all I thought about. I didn't think about
Hmm.
nothing else. That was it. She was on board too,
Yeah.
and she supported me with whatever I wanted to do. She was there. Um, Around the time she didn't really like have much of a direction that
Hmm.
she wanted to go in, so it really wasn't much to support.
Hmm.
But there were some things that she would dibble and dabble in, but I didn't really look at it as something that she really tried to take too serious. So I didn't really bat an eye at it too much.
Yeah.
Years later, she has her own business now. And Martrice, I'm not sure how many years it's been. Has it been like 4 or 5 years now? Something like that. It's been a long time. Um, so the spectrum for me is a 10. Like
Hmm.
I'm like all in for her and her what she
Yeah.
does. Um, I have done things as far as I have helped her pick a name out for her
Hmm.
for her business. I have helped her think about ideas for her
Hmm.
business. I've shared her work everywhere. I talk to my clients about her work. I've even had some of my clients ask for business cards and stuff like so from my wife to put in their places of business
Right.
and stuff like that. She always comes to me with different ideas, and I give her my take
Hmm.
on those ideas. I give her my thoughts on those ideas, and I tell her like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, and for the most part, I feel like I support as much as I can.
Yeah.
I feel like if I can't if you can't support your partner in whatever it is they're doing, especially if it's something constructive and they want to like build off of and potentially create a stream of income, you're crazy
Hmm.
to not support them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So I'm very supportive. Like that's important.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. It could be like any type of goal that they have.
Hmm.
They may want to get into like playing an instrument, or they may want to try to run a marathon or start a
Start a
fitness
business.
journey.
Or ride a bull.
Right.
Hey, may I ask a question here? Because I don't know if you two are live or not.
That's definitely
Would it be fine if I
that's
like
definitely
get on here?
she says that she wants to ride a bull.
Right. What's up, Frozen? Yeah, we're live, man.
Oh, because I couldn't see you guys on Twitch or YouTube or any of them, so that's why I kind of asked.
We're
Sorry if I'm intruding on the call.
oh, you're fine. If you want to watch the YouTube, let me see if I can find a link for you. But the support aspect of a relationship, my guy, it's very, very important.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna put a link here for you. And so if you look at that right there, Frozen, there's a in the chat here in the Discord, you can click that link and it'll take you straight to our YouTube channel.
Oh.
But yeah, that's. I mean, have you ever seen
I see
any?
it.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube now.
Okay,
Would you mind
cool.
if I turned on my camera and brought up a YouTube model?
Maybe after the podcast we can do that, my man.
I don't know what you call.
Okay. So yeah, supporting your goals definitely important. So have you ever heard of a situation to where somebody did not support someone's goals, and do you know what that led to?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And it's crazy that you would not support your significant other's goals. Cause it's like if they're supporting you, why would you not support them? You know? So it, I've heard it and I'm just sitting there like, why? Why would you not?
Well, two reasons. Either they don't really love them,
Mm-hmm.
or
They
they're
don't care.
just they don't care.
Yep.
One of the two. So if you want your relationship to fail, don't support the goals.
Don't support the goals.
Right.
Not at all.
All right. Number 6. And then we're gonna wrap things up here. Because I know you're tired, and so am I. This is very, very big. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, because I know we all come from different worldviews, different walks of life.
This should have been number 1 on the list.
Yeah, it should have been.
But,
It should have been number 1, but I saved it for last. You know what they say? You save the best for last.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, matching faith. Matching faith, man. Listen,
ain't nothing like it.
I can't necessarily like just speak for everybody, because let's be real. Everybody does not subscribe to a faith or a belief. Some people, they just go through life the way that they want to go through life, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
However, for those of us like myself and Bearded Legend here, who do choose to subscribe to a faith, it's very important that you see eye to eye with the person that you're trying to like build a relationship with, because these keys are like, they're pillars to help you build a strong foundation when it comes to your relationship. Because a lot of people get together, they don't know anything about each other. They're just there shacking up and sleeping together, and which is why it doesn't work out. You can sleep with a lot of people and it'll never work out, because that's not enough. that's not enough. Like intimacy is not. It's important. Don't get me wrong. Now, hey, I ain't put it on the list, but if you do all of that, that ain't gonna be no problem. I just had to say it.
He's right. He's
If
right.
you following all those keys, that is not going to be an issue.
Not
You
at
will
all.
be okay. You will definitely be okay in that area.
I mean, look, God is the one that created it,
Yeah.
so it must have been good in His eyes.
He said it was. And it was good. He did. What did he tell Adam and Eve? Now go. Now go.
Now go and be fruitful.
I can just hear it now. Now go. Over there. Be fruitful and multiply. Not one, not two, not three. Go. I'm like, whoa, yes. Hey, you matching. Okay, hold on, man. Let's get together. Let's get together. All right. So match faith. What? Some of y'all might not even know what I'm talking about with this. All right, so maybe some of you read the Bible, maybe some of you haven't read it, but there's a scripture in there that says, "Be not unequally yoked," which means that you should not get yourself involved or entwined or whatever time in history language we're speaking. You should not get intertwined with somebody who has a different worldview than yourself.
Yeah.
So, in other words, like if you're a Christian and you want to date a Muslim, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Or if you're a Buddhist and you decide you want to date somebody that's a Hindu, it's not going to work. Because you view the world completely different. And if two people view the world completely different, how could they ever get on the same page?
Right.
You know, because people's faith is very important to them.
Yeah.
Very important. Some people hold that near and dear to their hearts. And if you can't get on board with that person, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Like, but we have all these other things in common. I'm like, yeah, but is that more important than right? Do you really have that in common? Because it'll always come back to what it is you believe.
Yeah.
Because you have a different set of morals. And if they're a different set of morals, you won't be able to get in alignment with each other, because what you may think is right and wrong, they may not necessarily feel that way.
Yeah.
Or how you see things in a particular light, they may not be able to see it that way. Or they may disagree with it and be like, nah, I think it's like this. Like, you'll always be like this.
Yeah, always butting heads.
Always butting heads.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, I'm gonna take my parents for example, because they're, you know, they always use that. Well, especially my dad, he always used that you know, that verse about being unequally yoked, but he took it as far as like Christian versus non-Christian dating, you know, relationships, or like, you know, a Baptist dating a Catholic type thing. And I was like, I mean, I see your point, but at the same time, like, you know, it's your faith as well. You know, do you believe in the same, like, do you believe that there is one God?
Yeah.
Like, do you believe that Jesus was the Christ? You know, that he came and was crucified for your sins and things like that. Not necessarily how you worship. I mean, because I mean, obviously, worship, it does play a part in your faith as well, because you might have grown up with, you know, singing, just congregational singing versus, praise band type thing.
Yeah.
But is that really like the main reason you're unequally yoked?
Of course not. No, I mean, I could. We me and Marchese were like looking at this video earlier. It said 19. It was on. It was a short YouTube short. It was like the title of it was Church in 1990 in Louisiana. It's an old Southern black church.
Oh, I seen that one.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I seen it on
Oh
TikTok.
my
Yep.
gosh,
That was singing.
man! Took me back. Took me way back. I mean, the no AC church with the fans and stuff like that.
Yep.
You have that, then you have contemporary music and things of that nature. That's not a make or break situation.
Right.
It's really not. It's not. I mean, that can be. You don't have to like it because everyone doesn't. Everyone comes from different, sees it from different perspectives. As long as you're like worshiping, however you're comfortable with worshiping, is fine. It's not like, I'm not going to marry you because your worship sounds like Negro spirituals.
Right.
I say, okay, well, I'm not going to marry you because your worship sounds like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Everyone likes different ways of worshiping, but to be unequally yoked is a more extreme term. Like, if you're a Christian, if she's a Christian and he's an atheist, like, no,
Yeah, that's
not gonna work.
That's not gonna work at all.
Not gonna work because if there's an attraction, where's it coming from? It's not, the man don't know, it's not only does he not love God, he doesn't believe in God. So, but some people end up falling into those type of like relationships, thinking once again, they can change the other person or have them come around, and like, you're wasting your time, like, honestly. Because some people, when they're set in their ways, they're just set in their ways, and that's that. I feel like if you're gonna go into a union, you need to that needs to be one of the first conversations you actually have. Because again, I know I put it last, but it should be before compatibility, because if you don't have that in common, you can't be compatible.
Right.
So very important, get that down, faith, matching faith, supporting goals, prioritizing health, quality time, communication, and compatibility. I know it's only 6, but there's 6 very, very powerful keys, and I can't think of anything outside of that.
And Chad, if y'all have any other things, y'all let us know. But like D said, I mean, those 6 right there are like the key components for sure.
Cement, not glue. Cement.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised that how your relationship can just blossom and last for however long, forever. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? Forever.
Yep. That is it.
Yeah.
Ever and ever and ever.
All right. So we definitely it's a great episode.
Yes.
I think this turned out like all of them. Great conversation, great chat, questions and stuff like that. We like I said, man, this is a sacrifice. Now this was a sacrifice, because we I would much rather be just laying across the bed watching something. But I know that we have to like do this too. So I don't want to be like falling off. Carlos says different worldviews can work to a certain extent with extremely good communication, but it's going to be an uphill battle that you might as well hang from the ceiling. Yeah. Yeah, right, man. Like, who wants to have an uphill battle in a relationship? Like, oh, we're good today. You know, we're getting along. We're going on dates. We doing this and that. I talk about Jesus. He's like, Jesus. I'm like, oh, see, here we go. There you go with that Jesus talk again. I'm like,
Right.
that's always going to be the problem,
Mhm.
the uphill battle.
Yep.
Now, whether you want to deal with that, because some people do, if you don't think that's a deal breaker and you want to engage into a relationship, whatever works for you,
Right.
do whatever. I mean, I know we said don't bother, but you know, this is just friendly advice. Like, you do what you want. You don't have to take any of this advice.
Right.
You know,
right.
you can do whatever. You know, you can tweak it. You can add to it.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know, for y'all that are single, because I said I was never gonna do it, and I ended up doing it, and now I'm married. Try online dating.
Yeah.
You never know, because I mean that's the story of me and Miss Bearded. We met online, and the more and more we talked and got to know each other, the more we found out. You know, we kind of had the same interests and everything, and I mean, because I told myself I was never gonna look for somebody online.
Yeah. um,
But you know, God works in mysterious ways.
I know another relationship that these two met online and they just happy as can be.
Mm-hmm.
They got 2 children. Um, they just work well for each other. I think that online dating, I mean, that could be a subject in itself. I don't see a problem with it. I mean, because think about it. Where are you really gonna go find somebody out here? Like, okay, let me just go to Walmart. Look,
Right. Exactly.
let's see if we can find a contested. You know, going somewhere where other people are looking for other people, probably your best bet.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, online dating, don't sleep on it for sure.
Mm-mm. Cause I never thought I'd do it. Cause I mean, the relationships that I were in, that I have been in the past, I always met them at church.
Hmm.
She was one of the first ones I met online.
Ended up being your wife.
Ended up being my wife.
Yeah, I met my wife at the mall, outside of
In
the
the
arcade.
arcade.
Outside the arcade.
it
I didn't know she was gonna be my wife. Hey,
just happened.
I saw her. She was cute. Got a number. Friends for a little bit. And then we started dating. And then the rest is history. So, but all right, folks. We definitely appreciate everybody out here for chiming in. You
Yep,
know,
yep,
y'all are great. I think we already have another topic already for the next podcast. And oh my gosh.
yep.
Hey, we're nice today.
It's this was my idea.
Yeah, oh, this was his idea. All him. Yeah. This one was mine, so I kind of gave you the calm and just chilled and just advice. But the next one is chaos.
Oh, we going in. We are definitely going in, and it ain't gonna
Chaos.
be on just. It's not gonna be on just one gender
Yeah.
because it can go for both. But this particular video, and matter of fact, I think it's the idea that we should show the video. Show them the video, all parts. See what they think about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just have to go back and find it.
Yeah. We can do that. We can. I little teaser for sure. All right, folks. We definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in on this episode of Two Bearded Guys podcast.
Yes.
We will be back. Are we doing next week or the week after?
We can plan for next week, and if it don't work out like we want,
Yeah.
just
Because I feel like we kind of got to make up a little bit,
yeah.
That's fine.
And do you have anything going on?
Um. So, well, tomorrow, I'm interestingly enough, I'm doing another podcast. At 5 p.m. Central Standard Time over on Twitch with Wayne Enterprise. Some of y'all may know him, some of you may not know him. I met him a couple years ago. Pretty solid dude. I went on his podcast last year. I think it was around November or December. And real chill guy. And I like him. And the reason I selected him is because he's a great supporter and he's a father. And not all the time, but sometimes I see him. He'll have his kid on the stream with him. Kid sitting right here on his lap while he's playing. I've never seen anything like it. Never. A little taller. I said, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Seen
it.
him do it a couple times.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool sight.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a really good conversation. I spoke to him earlier today. He's like he was down to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
So he can be pretty uncut too. So
Yeah.
I think y'all are gonna really like that episode. The last episode was last Friday with Nathan Gamer Plays.
Right.
Was a great episode too. I don't know if I published the VOD or not, but I have to go back and see. But he's so well spoken to be autistic. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, very well spoken to be autistic. And we talked a lot about, autism and things of that nature. He educated me. But besides that, nothing solid in stone. I'm probably gonna have to configure next week's stream schedule. I do know I am streaming Sunday too. It's probably gonna be at about 4 p.m. So I feel like I gotta make up a little bit for the week. It is what it is. So, but nothing major. I got some ideas that I'm kind of keeping to myself that I'll share with you and a little bit later, but that I need to bring to fruition.
Yeah. And Chad, if y'all are not following Initial on Twitch, there's the link. So make sure you drop him a follow. You will not be disappointed because you will definitely enjoy his key points.
Yeah, I feel like the key points is definitely something that I've built my following off of. I mean, we talked about that a number of times, of course. But I mean, if you're not following Twitch, what are you waiting for? In fact, don't forget to follow this guy too. Don't forget to follow this dude right here too.
Y'all don't gotta follow me. I'm boring.
You have to follow him. You have to. You can't follow me and not follow him. We're a package deal. Okay. If you want to laugh, if you want to see some minions do what they do, check my guy out. What are you playing currently? Fall Guys, or are you starting something new?
I hadn't even thought about it, to be honest with you. I didn't know if I was gonna play Fortnite this week or if I was gonna play Texas Chainsaw, or if I wanted to hop back into no. I think I'm playing Madison Monday.
Okay.
I think I'm playing Madison Monday.
Cool.
Which honestly, I probably need to go ahead and do since it is October. Probably do Spookathon.
Okay.
Play number scary games. I think that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing.
Trust me, autism sucks when people find out because you become public enemy and a local scapegoat. People suck, man. In general, you shouldn't be judging people based on something that they can't help. Those people are the real public enemy.
Right. Yep.
To be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, ladies, y'all have an amazing night. We appreciate y'all very much. And we will see y'all on the next episode.
Bearded out.
Right. Peace.